Alright girls, you're up. It's showtime. Let's get out there and knock them dead. Marcella, do not get all angry and jealous and upset. You know you're my #1 girl. Don't you be trying to kill me. What you see before you are two Honda CB360's. They are both 1974 vintage. I have a pickup and full descriptive video of where I bought this one right here. I'll leave a link in the description below for that. This beauty right here is more of a parts machine, and that's because I do not have a title for this one. Plan for today is to get one or both of these bikes running. I don't know how that'll go. We'll just have to see how things play out. Quick update for my subs and loyal followers. This KE100, I still haven't ordered parts for it. What can I say? I'm a procrastinator and slow about getting things done, but we'll get there. My gut is telling me that this red one right here would probably run with little effort. Now I could be wrong, but let's try it and see what happens. At a first glance, checking this motorbike over, I noticed that the Kickstarter is broke off. That's the biggest issue. This also could present a problem if we intend to rev this bike up. Okay, enough malarkey. Let's get this party started. I did have to get a key made for this puppy, so I'm going to see if it'll fit in the seat lock. First, the little slickums, because I would say, hasn't been used for a while. Oh, look at that. That is so sweet. It worked. That, whoa. Look, locked. There we go. Our first win. We have a battery, but I doubt it's very good. And apparently, we have some weeds that have grown up through the machine, so it must have been sitting like outside for a little while. My next question would be, do we have critters in the air boxes? Let us see. And no, we don't, because we have pods, pod filters. Someone has disconnected this positive cable from the battery. For whatever reason, I'm not sure. Time will tell. The pod filters have seen better days, so I'm going to remove them. No point in running it with filters like this on it. Gonna pop the seat off just so we have easy access and a clear view to this other side. While I'm taking this thing apart, I was thinking, why did they unhook this power wire? And I would say there's one of two reasons. And the first one being, if they stored it, maybe they drained all the gas out of it, unhooked the battery, and then stored this bike. Or it had a charging issue, and when you turned the bike off, it would draw the battery dead. A treasure, man. A cool treasure. First cool surprise of this project, guys. Do you know what this is? I recognize it. This is a sink drain, is what that is. This goes where your plug would go on a sink. They used it on this motorcycle to make a union to install their pod. Why not? That's a good idea, and it looks like it worked out well. Other than the restriction, I would have cut this center out if I did something like this. So here's the other side of the inside of it. Isn't that cool? Use what you got. How old is this fuel line? There is a toggle switch on this side cover. This side cover being homemade, by the way, if you didn't know. After investigating the wires to this switch, it appears as though this switch is designed to turn on and off the rear tail light. So what are we doing? We're running from the cops on our CB360. They get a little too close and floop, you're gone. You just disappeared. Basically what you're looking at is a cloaking device to escape from the popo. My decision now is to hook this battery up and get a charger on it and see if she'll crank. That right there shows you how much power we have in this battery. No spark. No far. My decision for right now is to leave the cloaking device disabled. We need to install our key switch. I just thought of another reason why maybe they have that switch on the side cover, and that is because when this ignition switch is on the second position, it turns only the taillight on. Reason for this is if you're in distress on the side of the road or something like that, you turn that switch all the way over and you have a light so nobody hits you or something like that. Perhaps they thought they were turning the switch off and that light was staying on, so they would just flip their toggle switch to turn it off. I don't know. It may do some funky weird stuff when I turn this battery charger on, so I'm live streaming right now. Let's see what happens. Oh, it is. Oh, it's cranking. It was just cranking over. Listen. Look, I'll put it on 200 amps. Can you hear it? I guess that's a good sign it's trying to start, but kind of on its own. This is all completely my fault. I noticed this little piece of rubber here and didn't think much of it. Do you guys know what this goes to and what it is? There is an empty hole right here, rubber thing, that something goes in. What it is a starter solenoid is missing. I hooked the starter directly up to the battery. Just never did think about it. I knew it went straight to the starter and just wasn't thinking. It needs to go to a solenoid, then the starter. We are in fact fortunate because bike number 2 does indeed have a solenoid we can scab off of it. A closer view of it for you, my friends. If you'll notice, this little cap, as I said, would fit beautifully over the top of that solenoid, which I'm not going to install for right now though. Had I been more observant, I would have noticed that I was fighting with the wires to try and get them in the spot that they belonged in. And when bikes are this old, the wires are kind of bent right where they need to go. See how easy that fits there? So that should have been a dead giveaway. Also, I mean, the solenoid just totally missing. I guess I thought maybe a turn signal went in there or something. No harm done, let's carry on. Oh, awesome. We got, check this out. Check this out. Just doesn't get any better than that. A neutral light working, come on. We got a good machine here. We have a no crank condition. So, more investigations needed. We know the starter will work if we jump the solenoid because the starter already cranked. So we need to check the wire going to the solenoid to see if we have a bad solenoid or a switch or electrical problem. Always test your test light first. That's what I do. This is the wire going to the solenoid from the button. I'm just going to hit the button and see if it lights up. And no. Do we have a bad fuse? That's a possibility. Switch assembly dismantled. I noticed the starter wire is broke off right here. I also noticed our cables are froze up, and I mean tight. Now here we are. I'm going to take a wire from the solenoid and hook it directly to the battery, which should make it go click, and the starter should start cranking over. And it does not, making me think we have a bad solenoid. Now I could be wrong, but I think that's what the situation is here. So we're probably just gonna not worry about that. We'll just jump this here. Possibility of this thing having spark, I'm gonna say 0. I'm gonna say there is 0 possibility of it having spark. And I'd say I'm pretty dang close. Ooh, look at there, another clue. Brand new, looks like it's never been used spark plug, but why? Key on, fire in the hole. What? Oh my goodness. All right, we have spark. What the frick? It's red, but it's spark. That is absolutely bananas. I can't believe it. Whoop. More grass growing up through it. Yikes. How long does it take vines to grow up through a motorbike? Somehow I'm going to get a little gas in the cylinders and just see if it pops. These carbs are coming off, the flaps are froze shut, and that's not helping us. Let's just take them off for now. I'm all out of breath. You don't know where I had to go to get this. The spark's so weak on this thing. I will be surprised if it fires up. But if it's gonna, then it's gonna fire up with a special sauce. Let's see what happens. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? One more time. Unbelievable. Woo! That's cool. All right, let's see here. Where's my petrol? Hope she don't catch on fire. Let's see what it does. It'll be all right. Woo! Woo! That's what I said I didn't want to happen. Dadgummit! Whoa! Would you quit that? All right, I think I've had enough. And one more time. Whoop! That's enough. We clearly have a potential runner. I think that's as far as I'm going to go with this one. Let's move on to the next one. Listen to this tank. She's in rough shape. Okay, so I forgot, I robbed the coil off of this bike to fix my CB350. I did a whole series of videos on a CB350 I bought as a basket case and fixed it up. I was having trouble with it, so I stole the coil off of it. I'll leave the link in the description below for that series, guys, if you're interested. I also robbed the condenser, apparently. Let's see if it cranks over. Woo! Look at that. Stuff's blowing out the exhaust. I'll tell you what, this one's got a better starter. I'm going for it. I'm not going to check a thing. I'm going for it on this one, guys. Let me turn the switches on. Let's see what happens. No neutral light. If it's going to pop, it's going to pop off this special sauce recipe. So let's see what happens. Now. I don't think we have any spark. I noticed one switch was off. Maybe that'll make a difference. Not sure. Let's try it. Last time it ran, it was running a little rich, but it looks pretty good actually. No spark. And no surprise. I got a little greedy, guys. Got a little greedy. First thing I noticed right off is this switch is a little funky here. I mean, it doesn't click. It doesn't feel like anything. So I need to somehow disable all this switching stuff. Hold the phones. I just noticed this wire right here going to the coil is touching the engine and I didn't hook it up. That potentially could be our problem. I'm going to leave it unhooked, but I'm not going to let it touch ground. And we'll check the spark again. Hey guys, let me break in here real quick and stop this video. I'm editing right now. Something you need to know is I was having fun piddling around with these bikes out in the garage. I wasn't taking it very serious. If I had been taking it very serious, I would have got a wiring diagram and had it in front of me the whole time, and would have made this a lot quicker. Isn't it just fun to piddle around with stuff sometimes though, and see if you can just get it done without wiring diagrams, without looking it up on Google and all that kind of stuff? Another thing needs to be mentioned, don't do what I do, don't catch yourself on fire. Playing around with petrol and spark is obviously a dangerous combination. Let's carry on with the video. While I'm at it, I'm going to unhook this side too. That way there's no danger in the switches grounding out someplace. We don't have to worry about it. With it like this and it not touching ground, if the points and stuff are okay, it could possibly have spark. I would say the points are corroded though. With excitement comes carelessness. This certainly will not run if I don't hook this back up, and I took it off because of the old solenoid. So let's snap her in. This has to have power. So now it has power. Now look what we have. Check this out. Another neutral light. That is always inspiring. And look back here. What do we have blinding you? A tail light. Awesome. But wait, there's more. Check it out. The headlights and turn signals appear to be working somewhat. Oh, left. Look at that. Check that out. Left. Ooh, it almost wanted to blink, right? Nah, we'll deal with that later. Awesome though. Wiring's looking good. Alright guys, I'm excited. I made a little screw up. I'm sorry. These wires do in fact have to be hooked up for it to get spark. I'm a little confused, to be honest. I thought these went to the switch and opened and shut. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Again, just a little too excited. Let me plug them in. We'll check for spark. Obviously, I already knew. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you. I had to hook those wires up, but check it out. Now, this isn't any weak red spark either. This is hot blue spark. Let's put the plug in and see what she do. Please don't catch on fire. Please don't catch on fire. Please don't catch on fire. There she goes. There she goes. Messing around a little bit here. I think we had a wiring issue with the solenoid. It must not have been grounded good. It was getting straight power, but it wasn't grounded through this other wire. Watch. You can hear it clicking. The starter on this one's not so good, but the solenoid, it's working well. So we'll put it on the other bike later. Why didn't we have to clean the points or anything on these bikes? It took very minimal amount of time to see if they're going to fire up and run, and they both did. This is amazing. Both bikes have somewhat decent engines, I would guess. My future plans, take both of these bikes and make one good runner out of them. That's it guys, I had a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to getting one of these bikes on the road, and we'll make some more videos on the Honda Cb360's. We'll see you next time.